When was the last time your Xbox was turned on?
Um, last time the Xbox was turned on, Halo 5. And
A better question. Where's your 360?
my buddy has it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just want to let me just start the timer here.
I need to buy a cheap 360.
All right, and we're rolling on the first podcast of 2016.
Hopefully a change for the future.
But probably not. You know, you should know better than to have expectations.
And it's just us two. We can have those expectations.
Maybe. So, we did choose. Well, the start of the year makes the topic very easy to choose. It's going to be the rest of the year. And fortunately, I don't have to wait very long before the year gets fun. And neither do you. Because you're all about Resident Evil 0, right?
Yeah, I can't wait. Only because of playing the Resident Evil 1 HD remakes, and now I'm all excited for the next.
Yep, that was a game that came out about the same time last year. So I hope sticking with that schedule, they have something else planned for January of next year, something Resident Evil related. I think if they run out of things to re-release, they'll just re-release Resident Evil 4, because why the fuck not?
May as well.
May as well. I mean, and that's where it starts and ends. Resident Evil 0 is actually a game I never played. I never owned a GameCube. But as much as I liked Resident Evil, the remake, like the remastering of the remake that came out this time last year, I'm excited for it all the same.
It's the same gameplay style, correct?
Pretty much.
Then yeah.
Pretty much.
It'll be something we'll learn at the same time.
Make sure you talk at the mic because
you had to help me a lot with the other one because that was really different for me. That was my first.
No.
Aside from 4, it was my first Resident Evil I played through fruition. I had played Resident Evil Outbreak
That's
when I was
weird.
younger, and that thing was.
I was watching Resident Evil, like a complete total story of Outbreak is actually very canon. There is a canon in there somehow that works into the convoluted, stupid, confused story that's on par with Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear in general. But I digress. No, what else was coming out in January?
Isn't it March that has most of the items?
So far that we know
Dark
about.
Souls 3 is March, isn't it?
Dark Souls 3 is March or April if you're on the PC.
Of course, you know me.
Yeah, I know you.
I mean, yeah, April.
I mean, the Souls games, Bloodborne included. I call it a Souls game. It's all the same
It's
shit.
a Souls game, yeah.
It's a Souls game.
Blood's game.
They're all games that I like to play for a little bit until it gets hard. Then I like to watch other people play because I don't have the patience for that kind of game.
Yeah, just from the short amount of video we had from E3, I'm still excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I figure, by the time you get to the third thing of something, the third is usually where things get really good or really bad. Devil May Cry is proof of that. Castlevania is proof of that. Crash Bandicoot is actually pretty consistent. It doesn't matter.
You say that, but Bloodborne is the 4th.
Yeah, it is.
Dark Souls 2 was seen as the weakest iteration.
Which would technically make it the third, though. Because Demon Souls.
You said weakest or strongest.
We've confused ourselves, and it thoroughly doesn't matter. As long as Dark Souls 3 can be a good... I mean, let me ask you. You're the Dark Souls player. You loved 1, but you disliked... What do you think about 2? Because as far as I hear, 2 was the one that some people either really, really dislike, or they usually say, it's not Dark Souls, but it's still good.
I loved it. When I first had I loved everything about it. Loved everything it was doing. As I went for a second playthrough, I wanted to do a third, and I just lost interest. Unlike with the first Dark Souls, for some reason, maybe it was the layout, combination of enemy placement that kept everything more fresh than Dark Souls 2 had done. Dark Souls 1 had more of a reason to start New Game Plus interrepeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
More of a PvP reason, while Dark Souls 2, especially when I'm going on the PvP, they destroyed the PvP in Dark Souls 2 by keeping a permanent soul level, which made PvP builds nigh non-existent. Because no matter what you did, soul memory is what it was called, soul memory.
Okay.
So every time you killed something, you gain soul memory. So no matter what, you're constantly going up. So you can't go, I'm going to have a high dexterity, low strength, a little bit of this, so I can do this, but not this.
Okay, you're delving a little too deep into mechanics.
But I digress now.
You digressed 1 minute ago. We only have 20 minutes to record. Okay, Ryan, stop. Give me as close to 5 words of a review of Dark Souls 5.
Solo, no PvP.
That's not a review.
Not a review.
How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about it? Great for a single player experience.
Okay. All right. There we go. I could enjoy. I mean, that I can. That's
the
useful.
title.
That's useful. That's useful to someone who knows something about the game. So suffice to say that if Dark Souls 3 can be a decent mixture of mostly Dark Souls 1 with a little bit of Dark Souls 2, it'd be good.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like Miyazaki's aiming for.
All right, good. Because, I mean, we can go on about what the little things that we've noticed that have changed. It seems like the game's speed in general has increased a little bit.
A little hint of Bloodborne in there.
Little hint of Bloodborne. Oh, yeah. There was an article of a review, of a preview somebody did that said Dark Souls 3 wears its Bloodborne comparisons on its sleeve. Like, as if it's, obviously saying that, like, yeah, it took... I mean, it's Miyazaki. Miyazaki just take inspiration from itself, and it's fine. But we've prattled on about Dark Souls enough. It's on the watch list for 2016.
So we can move on to...
Yeah, you were just
Street
about to say
Fighter
it,
5.
which comes out in motherfucking February, and of course, in our circle of friends, I'm the guy nobody wants to play fighting games with. You play though.
Yeah, you got me into them.
I mean.
I'm nowhere near as good, but I've gotten a little better.
No.
Day.
There are games where you can beat me more readily. Once you get on your A game with Smash Brothers, it could be a bit much. Soul Calibur 4, you have my number on if you choose Amy.
Well, that's the reason
you
why
were
nobody else
getting
wants to play
better
it.
at Street Fighter 5.
Four?
4. You were getting better at Street Fighter 4, and Street Fighter 5, I mean, you haven't played it. You haven't even played a beta yet.
No.
So you don't know all the little changes and nuances that are going to come with 5 that
So
should
you
actually
are
make
going
it...
to wreck me.
No, like, Ryan, how cool would it be if, we played Street Fighter 4 a whole bunch, and, like, I'm definitely better at that game. But what if 5 just clicks for you? But, like, what if despite all the years I've been playing video games, you pick up Street Fighter 5 and you just fucking wreck face? Because the execution barrier is a little lower when it comes to 5. I mean, there's still an execution barrier for sure, but it's not the same one frame link jalopy. I'll never say that it ruined Street Fighter 4 because it made high level play really fun to watch, but to actually be able to do it, it was taxing. But no, I have really high hopes for Street Fighter 5. I mean, the fact that I'm glad they've had these betas, and I hope it becomes a commonplace thing, not just with Street Fighter, but for everything. If your game is going to have an online component, you may as well have a beta. Even if it costs you whatever it
They're
costs.
just the server tests, right?
It's been mostly stress testing and testing functionality, like making sure, like testing the matchmaking functions, testing the online functions or the store functions and all that other stuff. What are you looking at my screen here? List of shit. Oh,
so we got XCOM 2 after that.
XCOM 2 flew. I won't go so far as to say it flew under the radar. But what's the date for that?
That's it's February.
What the fuck? What, February when?
5th.
Shit, am I gonna buy XCOM a week before Street Fighter 5 just
Yes,
to kill
you are.
time? Oh fuck me, I guess I am. I have fond memories of the first
Holy
XCOM.
crap, I forgot. Now I talk about flying under the radar because Mighty Number 9 comes out the same month.
I've never.
That's not even your thing.
I have never cared less about a thing than I have Mighty Number 9.
I mean, I'll support him because he got fired from Capcom, similar way that Kojima got
No.
fired. from Konami.
No. What happened to Inafune was nowhere near the mistreatment that Kojima got from Konami. Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what Capcom and Inafune's thing. I mean, that's the other thing where the whole Kojima thing was made very public.
That's true.
From sources and stuff like that. Whether or not it was that bad, if it was bad at all, or even worse than Kojima's case, we'll never know. But it can never be a good thing when a company won't work with the creator of a successful franchise for that company. You put Igarashi in Castlevania and Konami, but that's also Konami, so Konami's really dropping the ball hard. Capcom, as far as I know, doesn't treat people kind of exactly the same way.
It's supposed to be a little better.
But as far as their treatment of the Mega Man franchise, more so than the people behind it, that's weird. I mean, it's weird for me to say because I never had any real attachment to Mega Man. I like Mega Man games, but like I don't love them the way some people do. And Mighty Number 9 just looks like standard platformer fare to me. It'll probably be fun, but I think the Kickstarter debacle that was the result that made that game possible overshadows the game itself.
It definitely did.
It could because also tell me how fucked up it is. I don't care what kind of guy Inafune is. He started another Kickstarter for another project
Before the first one was finished.
Before the first one was finished. That's just bad form.
Did you even notice that Capcom's coming out with the Mega Man Legacy Collection the same month?
I think I've heard
As
of
if
that.
to spite them. No, that's not going to sell though. If you see all the YouTube comments on all the trailers.
Just like Metroid Federation Force, was it called?
It's called a Mega Man Collection. It only has 6 games.
That doesn't sound like a collection.
The one on the GameCube, like 12, 15 games on it.
Because didn't the one on the GameCube have like all the regular number games and some X games?
It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the racing one, and 2 other etceteras.
I don't think anybody was going to be heartbroken if the
And
racing
I had
game
on the
was missing.
PS2 the Mega Man X collection, which was Mega Man X1 through X6, and 4 other etc. games.
Okay, but that begs the question of which 6 games are going to be part of that collection.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I
believe it was 6.
Okay, you know what? That they can get away with that as long as they properly price it, and they should probably rename it the Classic Collection or something like that.
Well, here's what they're doing. New to the all 6 game is the Challenge Mode.
Oh boy.
Featuring original action and platforming trials designed for all skill levels, as well as the Museum Mode.
All skill levels is just kind of casual pandering, ain't it?
Yeah, because the original Mega Man games are hard as balls. They're NES hard, because that's what they're for.
Still with those arcade mentalities. Was Mega Man ever an arcade game?
It may have been ported to an arcade, possibly in Japan. Definitely not in America.
Have you ever played in one of those weird tabletop arcade games? Not where you look at the cabinet straight on, but you like sit on a chair and look down on it?
I did in Disney World, I did.
Yeah, those are weird. I don't know what those are called, but I remember playing one. I think it was some ranch or something like that, where like, yeah,
Ooh.
It was fun, but it was also weird.
Speaking of re-releases, we got Disgaea for PC. Got PC Disgaea. Little there, just a little something for PC
Well, I
Madman.
mean, we really got to address the trend of like all these Japanese developers putting a lot of their shit on PC
Yeah,
lately.
that's the thing. Japan was never big on PC.
They must see some growing trend because a lot of people like I would never have dreamed. I know nothing about Neptunia other than it looks like complete total fucking weeb shit
And the
that
7th
some
one
people
comes out
that
soon.
some people like. Tales games are coming onto PC. The
newest one came to PC.
Zesteria and Besteria are. I don't know how to.
I mean,
pronounce
I only
these
liked
things.
one of them because I played one of the PS1. It was fun, but Vesperia really spoke to me.
Square Enix has pumped out the entirety of Final Fantasy 13 on PC, for better or for worse.
And I got it
Final
and didn't
Fantasy
play it.
9. I mean, granted, these are all games that already existed at some point, so maybe it's costing them nothing just to put it on another platform, just to get more sales.
I believe they essentially do that to judge it and see where they should multi-platform in the future.
Oh, totally. Because I do remember I did buy Final Fantasy 13. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure how far I got into it, but I do remember the port being very rocky.
Speaking about ports, Hyrule Warriors Legends being ported to the 3DS
I don't care about
with
it.
its own content.
Why would you divide content like that? If it's available for the handheld, it should be made available for the console.
They'll probably release DLC for it, like a couple months down the road. Twilight Princess gets its HD as well in March,
And
but no one's gonna care about it.
okay,
Dark Souls 3 is not till April.
Okay, I remember seeing an April 12th date, so the PC users may have to wait 2 weeks beyond that even.
Or maybe that's what I'm looking at here. Oh, but but that's the decision for me now.
What?
Because it comes out the same day as Ratchet and Clank.
You know, Ratchet and Clank what?
Ratchet and Clank, it's the reboot.
So you already played Ratchet and Clank.
All of them. Almost all of them.
So do you want to play it again?
Oh no, it's a completely new game. It's not a remake.
So
It's a completely from the ground reboot with the same designers, though. It's not like it's owned by anybody new. It matches with the movie that comes out, I believe, around the same time.
Do you think the franchising is gonna affect the game at all?
I mean, it's called Ratchet and Clank, so it'll sell.
No, as in, like, we want it to sell, so we're going to change things about it that may not necessarily be great for the game, but would be make it great as a franchise. A la fucking, what do they do this to? I'm trying to think of something specific. Too much silence.
I'm not sure what you're fully looking for, but every single Ratchet and Clank, except for Secret Agent Clank, were all almost exact same kind of gameplay. Anything different, new weapons, new areas.
When was the last time a Ratchet and Clank game came out? How good were
3
the
years
last?
ago, I think.
How good were the games that the Ratchet and Clank were the last couple Ratchet and Clank games?
They all had the same.
All because that's right. All for One was garbage.
It suffered the same fate as Deadlock did, where they focused on multiplayer.
For better or for worse.
In the PS2 era, because I actually called them errors because there's so many of these games. The PS2 era, the fourth PS2 Ratchet and Clank was Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked. Similarly, All for One was the fourth PS3 game, and focused on multiplayer, just like Deadlocked. They're both almost arena fighters, and they failed for the same exact reason, because people didn't play them to play multiplayer.
All I'm saying is that clearly they're not going. Not that they're not going. When you see it never bodes well when your game comes out too distant from a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but what would you say? Is the movie a tie-in to the game, or is the game a tie-in for the movie?
That's a good question. I forgot how to explain it. I read it. I forgot how to explain it. But we do know that the writing team that did the movie is the writing team that's done the games up to this point.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
Because they might not know how a movie's done.
Writing for a movie and writing for a game are two totally different things. That's why bringing on movie direct. That's why David Cage's games suck fucking ass.
I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
No, if you want to see how bad it is to bring movie style writing into a video game, play Beyond Two Souls. Play fucking any of fucking David Cage's games. And you'll see why this is such not a good idea. I mean, not to say that they can't be fun, but it's fucking wonky as hell. And Beyond Two Souls was an especially egregious example. You literally couldn't lose that game.
And we're catching up on our 20 minutes here, so we got 4 other...
We have 2.5 minutes to talk about...
I got just the list of...
Okay, wait a sec. Why haven't you talked about Kingdom Hearts yet?
Because it's not coming out. Why talk about it?
It's not coming out this year, you don't think?
No, it's not coming out.
Are you sure?
We were just barely given any... Do you see the new trailer? And you can't see me, folks, but I am...
He's air quoting.
Air quoting. That trailer was just, here's a couple extra seconds of some stuff. Have fun. See you next year.
Well, as we've come to an agreement, I think you and I, that it's not going to come out before Final Fantasy 15 is done, which should be coming out this year.
Well, we know it's not.
No, it is.
Is it? Was it confirmed?
At least in Japan, I know it's coming out this year.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if they're going to make it an international release.
But as for the next couple things, early in the year, there's some things coming out later in the year, but let's focus on the early first 2 quarters. We got Uncharted 4, if anyone cares.
I do. Plenty of people care. Trust me, plenty of people care.
I still haven't played the first
It's one of the reasons. Okay, asshole, that's your fault.
I know, I'm getting into them. I got them. I'm just trying to get into them once Xenoblade's over with. They got one of the hypiest games of all time. Mm-hmm. No Man's Sky comes out this year. Talk about going under the radar.
Who's hyped?
When it was first shown, there was nothing but hype for months on end.
No. Anybody with a fucking brain could have told you that being excited for No Man's Sky is like being fucking excited for the clap. It's like, no.
You expect it to be bad.
No. I would love it for it to come out and be good, but I would really like people... Fallout 4 is an example of a fucking game that's like, okay, you can have some game in there and maybe it's even fun, but like when it's too fucking open, you know, unlimited this, that, and the third doesn't make it fucking good.
Well, guess we'll wait and find out, because I was in the hype department for that, because I'm really hoping it's the first time I've actually wanted the hype.
I don't!
But...
Okay, that's my fault, I guess.
What's going to destroy that is the fact that Overwatch comes out at the same time, and we know Overwatch...
Overwatch, yeah,
It's going to sell.
yeah. I think I may take a week off for Overwatch, and I'm gonna take a week off because the first like 3-4 days, all I'm gonna do is masturbate to Widowmaker's ass. Then I'll spend 2 more days jacking off to Hanzo's pecs, and then I may actually start playing the game. But no, Overwatch. Overwatch is a weird thing to talk about because because it still hasn't quite shaken off the thing that some people are still horribly jarred that it's not a free to play game.
I'm still a little jarred, but I think myself, I'm a cheapskate. I'm a cheapskate, but after playing the beta, pretty convinced that I want this game.
Oh yeah, I know I want this game.
And that was just the beta.
I'm definitely on board for the $40 version, but they're gonna have to sell me a little harder if they want me to fucking buy it. No, I'm okay with Origin. As somebody, I just bought Battlefield 4 in its entirety for $20. As a matter of fact, now that I've mentioned it, I really want to play some when we're done. But Ryan, I realize now that maybe we should have had Audacity up just to make sure that we were recording this whole time. We have, but we have to remember to err on the side of caution. But
on the other side of caution, we got Oonga Boonga coming out in May.
I can't.
And by Oonga Boonga, I do mean Mirror's Edge.
I can't take you seriously.
I'm sorry, but she looks like crap now.
No,
she looks too realistic.
Stop changing your fucking opinion. You were like,
I never cared about the second one.
No, you said you looked at the one screenshot, the only screenshot
have
that everybody points to when they want.
It looks horrible.
When they want to say how bad it looks, but then when you look at her at any other angle, that it's like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. You said this.
It's just funny. Sorry.
I didn't.
Sorry. It's just funny.
It really didn't.
All right.
Care for the first Mirror's Edge. I never really played it, so
the only reason I didn't beat it is because I loved it so much. I would bring it to people's houses, start new games at every other person's house. I got sick of it.
Yeah, I could
for
see
you
that.
though, Bravely Second comes out.
Maybe I don't need to play that.
Apparently, the first part of Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out at the end of the year.
That's probably just a placeholder date. I mean, they said that they do have a certain amount of that game done, and with the game being announced with the game being announced to be like episodic in some way, shape, or form, that it's not going to be like a one straight game. It
actually works out because
it's actually highly possible that we can get something by the end of this year. This year's, I mean, Square Enix can do a lot.
3 parts, 3 discs. Actually, still works out.
Who knows? I mean, you could stretch it out more if you really felt like it. Depends.
I do believe we were both forgetting a big one that was delayed with a horrible pre-order system, which was demolished. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided comes out this summer.
But that comes out like in August.
August 23rd. Far away now.
Yeah, so it's hard to talk about.
And as if to give everyone some breathing room to get obsessed for a while. Mm-hmm. Between August and December, it seems to have only one game release, and that is World of Warcraft Legion.
I don't care.
And I'm trying to say I don't care, but with people spoon-feeding me all the information on my favorite classes, I believe I will be picking it up to play it for at least a month, and then see if the hype is worth it.
And then drop it again.
And drop it again and play Final Fantasy XIV.
I like MMOs, but I tend to play them the most when there's nothing else to play.
Well, there's nothing else to play during those times until December. So far. I mean, by the way, you'll still be playing XCOM 2 till then.
Maybe.
Because we all know that game is harder than hell.
Well, no. That game's not hard unless you play Iron Man mode.
It's hard no matter what you do. No, that's a lie. Make 2 snipers and you win.
Oh, who knows? Maybe who knows what they balanced in XCOM 2, because
snipers are going to suck now.
Watch. Alright, that's going to have to wrap it up. But in summary, 2016 is looking to be just as strong a year as 2015, and we'll go through all these things, obviously.
I keep going on every year. I'm just like, it's going to be the year of games, but really every year we're seeing a lot of good releases.
So some years are... because you know what ends up happening, man, is sometimes years are not defined by how good or bad the games that came out, but also a lot of the bullshit surrounding it. 2015 was a year where Silent Hills was canceled. where Konami went totally fucking bonkers.
That still depresses me.
Where this crowdfunding thing got not got out of hand, but it's finding a way into its mainstream thing because Kickstarter gives us things as awesome as fucking Yooka-Laylee, and Blood and what's the other one? Bloodstained.
Yeah.
Bloodstained, but it also gives us Mighty Number 9, which again, no reason to suggest that that's bad or anything, but just some people have opinions. I have no opinion on it, but clearly some people do. And you probably do. And by you, I mean you, not you, Ryan, but you. You know who you are. Go to bed, Steven. Anyway, but 2016, I mean, we're only the second day in the year. Let's see what kind of bullshit the video game industry will come up with next. Hopefully, it's just more good video games. Until then, bye. We're just gonna say bye.
Bye.
Bye.